Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबासा के।
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot.
देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय। टंगी टंगी तवा में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
हम इंग्लिश लंबासा में रहता है, तो क्या बताइए हम मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है।
Mirchi FM, बहुत जुलूम जुलूम।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
In this bulletin, NFP kicks off election campaign. Health issues under the political spotlight. And Foreign International wants answers over detention. Good evening, welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. The National Federation Party has kicked off its 2014 election campaign with a rally in Lambasa today. Party officials spoke about the NFP's policies and its election promises. Chanel Sivan reports.
About 500 people turned up at the Lambasa Civic Centre this morning to hear from the leader of the National Federation Party. Biman Prasad spoke on many issues, assuring that if elected to the government, the NFP will have national security as a priority.
The security will be provided by a democratically elected government through the police force in this country.
As election promises and campaign goes, the NFP policy is to bring down VAT to 10%.
#1 priority, to bring the cost of living down. Bring the cost of living down so that our poor can have some dignity and respect, and they have basic food items on their table 3 times a day.
The National Federation Party still doesn't have a manifesto, but today's speech by the party leader is an indication of what to expect in the document.
We have a very clear policy. We have articulated some of this. Our manifesto will include that. There will be details of how we are going to fix this economy, how we are going to create employment for our young, for our youth. That will be our #1 priority as well.
The party yesterday announced its first batch of candidates, with more announcements later next month. Chanel Sivan, FBC News.
Minister for Health Dr. Neil Sharma says health services are being used for political gain by some politicians. He says all the improvements that have been made are being ignored. Savara Tambua has more.
National Federation Party leader Dr. Biman Prasad has questioned why medicine which was available to Fijians at a much cheaper price aren't sold in Fiji anymore.
First thing that we will address is the issue of the services that are provided in the hospitals right now, and I don't have to go into the details of the problems that people face when they get to a hospital, when they want to buy appropriate medicine. And this is another thing that you should investigate about price control. What has happened to some of the drugs, which were cheaper, which have disappeared from pharmacies?
Minister Dr. Neil Sharma says current service delivery at any health facility is better than anything that was available a few years ago. He also says the ministry is focused on continued improvement and enhancement of service.
There's areas where we need to talk to our doctors and nurses to improve their empathy and compassion, but we do need to address this on a case-by-case basis, and we are happy to receive your issues, but I think some of the politicians are just playing a dirty gutter politics.
Fiji Labour Party Mahendra Chaudhry also has hit out at health service, saying services need collaboration with the private sector, strengthening preventive health and recruiting more doctors. Chaudhry claims there are people who are dying who should not be dying because of a lack of proper equipment.
There were procedures and operations which would have been dreamt of being undertaken in Fiji, now are being undertaken in a cost-effective manner. And of course, there will be deficiencies. Of course, as we build one step at a time, people need to be patient.
The Health Ministry says the public medical service delivery does not only relate to the ratio of doctors to patients, but the attitude of medical staff towards their clients. Sabaira Tambua, FBC News.
A foreign national is calling for an investigation into how immigration officials held him in detention for 3 days earlier this month. The Bangladeshi man claims the immigration department failed to produce proper documentation when detaining him and when they tried to deport him. Christopher Chand reports.
On May 16th, Ratnakor Chakma was detained at this hotel for 3 days and later released.
Yes, it's very sad for me because as a foreigner, I never expected. As a foreigner, still I have a 2.5 months visa, but they never let me know what is the actual reason. When they took me there, in the Grand Melanesia Hotel, it was like a prison.
Chakma was taken in by immigration officials after the family who sponsored him to come to Fiji lodged a complaint.
The lady, the one who complained to the immigration officer, but she never let me know what she complained. What she complained because of they speaking in the Fijian. I don't understand the Fijian. They never speak in the Fiji English. They never speak in the English. They only complain the Fijian, which is very hard to understand to me. Then I request to him, please let me know what she were complaining to there. They never let me know, and he said you go back. You should go back to your country.
Chakma says as a visitor to our shores, being detained without proper reason has been an awful experience. He was made to pay over $400 as the cost for his detention at the Grand Melanesian before he was allowed to be released.
As a foreigner, maybe it's the first time I was threatened. I was threatened like this, so it's very unexplainable. Even if I die inside the hotel, so maybe no one doesn't know, even my family doesn't know.
Chakma says he wants an investigation on the manner in which he was detained and for immigration to refund the money paid to the hotel. Immigration Director Nemani Vuniwanga says he will issue a statement on Monday. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Fiji's volunteer service scheme is attracting attention across the Pacific, with 6 more countries and territories expressing an interest. Mika Longa reports.
Our retired teachers have pioneered the volunteer service scheme, imparting knowledge in the Marshall Islands, Nauru, Solomon Islands and now Tuvalu. They are even paid an allowance below the market rate.
We've now received expressions of interest from other countries, including the Federated States of Micronesia, Kiribati.
The volunteer scheme is for other areas as well, and we are working very hard to look at identifying opportunities in other areas, including areas such as health and medicine, disaster management and mitigation, environment, climate change, youth development, HIV.
One of the sectors that have expressed their interest in being involved with the volunteer scheme in Fiji is the health sector. We are also looking at perhaps the finance sector as well.
The Cook Islands is also interested in the volunteer scheme, but there's a snag.
The hiccup there was that all of this is going under the banner of development cooperation between Fiji and the smaller island states. Some of them have yet to sign that umbrella MOU under which the Fiji volunteerism falls.
Newcomers are expected to sign into the Fiji volunteer scheme at the Pacific Islands Development Forum in Nadi from the 18th to the 20th of June.
We've talked to some education authorities in Wallis and Futuna. There is also Tokelau and French Polynesia and even New Caledonia.
Pacific territories, Guam, Palau, American Samoa and the Northern Marianas are the latest on the list. They are expected to advance their interest with Fiji in the not too distant future. This will mean more employment opportunities for Fijians overseas. Mikalonga, FBC News.
Coming up after the break, Bollywood hopefuls take to the stage.
Today FM is #1 here in Singapore.
We love Today FM in Lambasa. It's rock!
My favorite station in Nandi is Today FM.
Listening to Today FM rocks in Sabah.
Lotoka City love today's kid music.
I love Today FM because they play all my songs. We love Today FM at Univel Lambasa. Yeah, it rocks. I love Today FM because it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Bulan 2 sa Tolu FM, number 2 Raki-Raki.
Bula FM number 2 in Nosor.
Go etapo ke boto ko sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM number 2 Korbo.
Bula FM number 2 Sawa. Bula FM number 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Number 2 ng Bula FM member.
Bula FM
number 2 NSR in Singapore.
Hotel Talitak na warong ng Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warong Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Welcome back to FBC News. Now, national climate change and energy representatives are participating in a workshop which will discuss the details of a funding program about adapting to climate change and sustainable energy. The European Union has allocated 18.6 million euros for the ACSC program, which will be implemented by the German Agency for International Cooperation.
The
Sabarat
ACSC
Tambor
program
reports.
will help the 15 Pacific ACP countries, including Fiji, to address three main challenges common to all of them. These are adapting to climate change, reducing their reliance on fossil fuels, and capacity building.
This workshop is an inception workshop, calling in all members of the Pacific Island countries that are here this morning. And the message that I emphasize with them is that the importance of knowing what they want, and it has to be demand-driven, driven from the needs of the country.
According to GIZ, the program implementing partner, Fiji will receive 1 million euros.
We are going to hire a number of people who will assist countries, who will be involved in this process. So the rest will be distributed, and Fiji, for example, will get 1 million out of it. 1 million euros.
The European Union, with the Pacific Islands Forum Secretariat, signed a financing agreement for ACSC program earlier this year. Now that the program is formalized, all participating countries will be required to submit their project proposals. Sabarat Tambua, FBC News.
The last round of auditions for the Digicel Bollywood superstar was carried out at Tapu City in Suva today. It's a search for local actors to play roles in an upcoming Bollywood film that will be shot in Fiji. Ellen Stoltz reports hundreds turned up for their shot at stardom.
This is it. Make it or break it. The final auditions for the upcoming Bollywood film Flick. Renowned playwright and filmmaker Larry Thomas says, while searching for local talent is great, it is also about gaining more knowledge.
When you have a production team coming, they're very experienced people, the directors, the producers experience, the choreographers experience, and they're going to come and share their knowledge and with locals here, and that's building capacity for the locals here. It's an opportunity for them to be part of a big industry in Bollywood. And when the film is completed, we have people who've trained, and we hope that this opportunity will continue from Bollywood, but also even from Hollywood. Yeah.
29-year-old Zarif Ali was one of many hopefuls who auditioned. He says he was inspired by his favorite Bollywood actor.
I always wanted to do like Shah Rukh Khan, just follow the steps of Shah Rukh Khan.
He's your favorite actor?
Yeah.
This is Fiji Wow. A group from Vunato in Lautoka traveled all the way to Suva hoping for a spot in the film. Members spent 2 weeks practicing.
We're doing an modern and Pacific plus Indian Bollywood remix dance. Every time we have a performance at different festivals or occasions that we have.
Digicel Commercial Director Pacific Awiz Malik says the auditions have been great.
We were actually beyond our expectations. And the talent which we have seen in the West last week and talent which we have been seeing or coming across since yesterday, we feel that it sits at least at par. People have a lot of gifted talent.
This sort of talent search won't be a one-off, seeing the amount of talent in Fiji.
Asking, Fiji has got a lot of talent. The only thing which they need is a platform that can offer them to go to the next level for Fiji. So and Digicel, in coordination with Pacific Productions, we've joined hands to take the local industry to that next level.
A list of names will be selected from the hundreds of people who auditioned, and come June, a production team from India will decide on the final 50 lucky enough to make it to the big screen. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Fiji National University will be given a piece of land in Savu to build a campus. Special Administrator Bijay Chand has made the announcement, saying it will be an ideal piece of land within the Savu Central Business District. FNU Vice Chancellor Dr. Ganesh Chand says they had been negotiating for some time to be able to provide tertiary level education in Savu. Internet service provider Connect has launched a new service called Connect Infinity. TFL Chair Tom Ricketts, while launching the service last night, said the battle for the best internet service provider can only be won by having the right infrastructure and innovation. Connect has upgraded its network to provide super-fast broadband. TFL currently has 450 kilometers of optical fiber cables laid in the greater parts of Fiji. Vodafone Fiji has launched the country's first local mobile app store, a computer program designed to run on smartphones, tablet computers and other mobile devices. General Manager Sales Rajneesh Prasad says the service localizes apps such as banking, cinema, news, sports, shopping, information, lifestyle, travel, education and fashion. Prasad also says the platform will provide an opportunity for local students and developers to showcase ingenuity and creativity to develop local apps and in return get paid for their innovation. Coming up in sports, Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama is the new FRU president.
It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Lusaka.
Gold FM is Nandi's best radio station. It's always Gold FM with us here in Singatoka.
Old is gold and Gold FM is #1 here in Lautoka.
Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
We listen to Gold FM here in Tagua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people and Gold FM in Raki.
Lautoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
बात तो बा है बा में रेडियो Fiji 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर
रेडियो Fiji 2 रकी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं।
नैनी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2।
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो Fiji 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं।
मेरी पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2, नसोरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2। टावा में रेडियो Fiji 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं।
रेडियो Fiji 2 रॉक।
रेडियो Fiji 2 I love you।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो Fiji 2।
Leading FBC sports tonight, the Fiji Rugby Union's annual general meeting in Nandi took an interesting turn today. The AGM, which has already been deferred twice due to no quorum formed, today saw FRU board members ousted and Prime Minister Rear Admiral Vurenge Bainimarama taking up a new role as the FRU president. Elena MacDonald has more.
What one would have given to be a fly on the Hexagon Hotel wall during the FRU's AGM. Pushing aside the agenda, the Lautoka Rugby Union moved a vote of no confidence, resulting in the ousting of FRU board members Mosese Tanga, Dr. Esther Williams and Philomone Vatuvoka.
The replacements that are coming in are Mr. O'Connor from Suva, Mr. Marika Lubenyali from Netasiri, Tiko Matawalu from Nandronga, yes. So, and they retaining Daniel Whippy, who was also in the previous board.
Even hotter news today was the appointment of the new FRU president.
There was one name being proposed and unopposed, and which was endorsed at today's meeting, and that of the Honorable Prime Minister, Rear Admiral Vurenge Bainimarama, is officially now the new president for Fiji Rugby Union.
Also staying put is legal advisor Karl Namoki Cameron and Director Finance Napoleoni Mbatimala. Wangambava, Baljit Singh and Berlin Kafour will also continue their roles at Rugby House. An AGM proper will convene at a later date, which is expected to be determined on Monday by the newly elected board. It's likely to take place during one of the upcoming June Test matches in Fiji. Elena MacDonald, FBC Sports.
An hour from now, the Vodafone Fiji football under-20 team's dream of making their first FIFA World Cup begins. They face the Solomon Islands in a must-win match to secure their place.
Meanwhile, at the other
Earlier
end,
today, New Caledonia finished off on a high by thumping American Samoa by 9 goals to 0. Their first goal came as early as 8 minutes of play, before piling on more goals to teach the Samoans some tough lessons in poor defence.
Hat-trick.
And currently underway is the match that matters just as much to Fiji's fate. Papua New Guinea and Vanuatu are currently levelled at 2-2. Vanuatu needs to win this match by a hefty margin and hope that Fiji loses to stand any chance of qualifying. The Fiji-Solomon Islands clash kicks off at 7:30 tonight. The game will be shown live on FBCTV. 2 talented young runners were discovered in Nandi today. 13-year-old Viliame Lakia and 14-year-old Meraya Rambo came all the way from the Burenitu village school in Serua to win a 5-kilometer road run organised by the Western Athletics clubs. Despite running barefoot, the pair impressed event supporters McDonald's, Mandara Spa and Corporate Marine Resources and fellow athletes. Jasper Williams High School gold medalist Meriseni Naindao won the open women's event. Lakia and Rambo were even presented with footwear and promised support in the future by athletics officials. Pineapple Cup bowling action ended today at the Suva Bowling Club Greens. Crowned the 2014 champions is Litia Tikoi Suva. She dominated the Greens against Elizabeth Modewai in the final, the first ladies' final in the Pineapple Cup history. Taking out the men's competition was Aruna Kumar over Eminoni Turangambedi. The bowling carnival begins tomorrow. Taking a look at the weather, showers were experienced over the eastern parts and interior of the main islands today. Elsewhere, fine weather prevailed. A trough of low pressure remains slow-moving over Solomon Islands and extends southeastwards over Rotuma, Futuna and southern Cooks. It was fairly warm around the country. Lambasa was the highest with 33 degrees. All other centres were in a few degrees lower. It's a mixed bag for tomorrow. Showers in Suva and the north all day, while the west will have lots of sunshine. As for the further outlook for Monday, some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Fine elsewhere. Southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. Recapping our headlines tonight, the National Federation Party has kicked off its election campaign in Lambasa. Health Minister says health issues are being used for political mileage. And Foreign National wants answers from Immigration Department over his detention. On to our poll question. We ask, can Fiji under-20 soccer create history by qualifying for the World Cup? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's all from the team and I tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, stay safe.
Talita na radio Fiji One na mwira ni nonda bonua.
Ando talita kana borro na radio Fiji One singa toka mboleta ni station ni alumatua.
Ando talita kabale una borro na radio Fiji One station ni alumatua ilo toka.
Ando talita kabale una borro na radio Fiji One mandi na station ni alumatua.
Au tulgo korbo ando borro mo leva na station ni alumatua na radio Fiji One.
Ando borro na radio Fiji One na station ni alumatua na mandoi tele.
Na radio Fiji One nandu mo ibiti na bonga ni BNN.